I'm inside the Cook Islands police station and I'm about to apply for a driver's license for motorcycle. So just fill out the forms and I'll just return it back to them. Just passed my written test and about to get a permit to rent a bicycle and then get a practical test done. Got my bike from next door and then I had to push it all the way down by the police station to get ready for my practical test. So this is where you need to go in order to complete your practical test for the Cook Islands driver's license. You have to demonstrate to the police that you are comfortable on the bike. And you have to follow some of the tests that are required to complete. One of them is to drive all the way down, yield at the end of the passage, look at both sides, and then you turn back. But of course, pay attention that number one, the give way, you really have to signal and you have to give way, look both sides, and then you make a U-turn. And on the way here, there's actually a stop sign that you have to completely stop and make sure that you are stopping. You have to go back one more time. Cones is a bit tricky, especially if you are renting a bike because you're not familiar with it. And then you have to go each single one of them around and then all the way back, yield and then do the same thing and then stop. And you'll get issued the driver's license. You passed? Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. I'm a valid Cook Islands motorcycle driver's license holder. I'm so excited and I'm just gonna go around with my new motorcycle license. Yay! Alright, this is how I get around. I'm in front of one of the few bakeries here on the island. I'm gonna check out what they have. Kia ora, this is any coconut something. Oh, they have this coconut bread. It's gonna be good, right? I'm just gonna eat it. Oh, it is good. It's slightly sweet and it's still very warm and soft. It is good. Definitely have to try it if you happen to be in Rarotonga. Seriously, it's good. I'm at the Beluga Cafe, and of course I have to stop by because it's Beluga, as in Beluga whales. So I just get myself a cup of latte. It's the first coffee of the day. So I'm currently at the edge of the island, and that happens also at the edge of the airport runway. There are actually two signs to warn passerbys just in case there's an airplane taking off or landing. They're supposed to stop whenever the big jet just blowing up engine across this road right here. I was informed in about 15-20 minutes there's gonna be a big Air New Zealand jet flying out. It is taking off now. There he goes. Just like that. So I'm currently in Rarotonga Golf Club. This is the only golf course here on the island, or maybe in the whole Cook Islands. This is a very unique golf course, I was told, because you see all the wires and all the poles on the golf course. I think the rule is if your ball happen to hit a pole or like a wire, you have another go. And of course this is actually under the power grid, so they can't really just move the power anywhere else, so they have to deal with it. The funny thing is that there were actually some dogs and this like bicycle and motorcycle passing through, and everybody just nod and wait, and just so relaxing. Oh, speaking of motorcycle passing by, yep, that's on the golf course. distinctive coconut trees, and these are some of them. They're just going sideways and then start going back up. So I just find it fascinating. I have no idea how that happened, but isn't that cool? It's just kind of doing the same thing. So we get two over here and then another two over here. It's fascinating. The sun is out, the water is clear and blue and warm, sand is soft. You can't ask for a better day here in Rarotonga. Maybe you can with a little bit less cloud, but it's still a very enjoyable day. And if you like the beach, this is gonna be one of the best beach out here. It's a very exciting, relaxing day. Matutu Brewing Company. This is one of the two breweries here in Rarotonga, or the whole Cook Islands. The brewery tour is gonna start in about 20 minutes. So apparently they collect all the empty beer bottles all around the world. So if you happen to be going to Cook Islands, you can actually take one of your empty bottles and give it to them. They're gonna be so happy.
Like the right kind of beer to our glass. That's well, I'm gonna fill it. Yeah. It's even better. We're gonna try 3 beers on the next now. Cheers. She is sitting in the chiller at 1 degree Celsius. So you're trying the Kiva is the blue red label. It's our version of the pale ale. It's quite a nice little beer. She's not very offensive. It's 95% of our pale ale. So I've got 200 kilos of milk barley. This is really good for you too. It's just barley and water.
What kind is this again?
Coconut vanilla stout.
Coconut vanilla stout. Nice. That's probably good enough.
Good.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Coconut vanilla stout. So we just concluded our beer tour here at the Matutu Brewery. It's more of just sitting down, tasting the beer while the owner gives us a few explanation. But it is actually really, really cool and intimate. You just sit down in like a makeshift benches that made of kegs and a plank of woods, and just learn more about hops and Cook Islands customs, how they brewery here, marketing and all of that. It's highly recommended. I'm at the Tamarind Restaurant. For some reason, I'm probably just getting confused with something else. I thought this was one of the Asian-inspired restaurant or Asian restaurant, but it is actually not. This is one of the historical structure here on Rarotonga Island, and it was restored and now become some kind of a pretty fancy restaurant. If you are here for special occasions, weddings, honeymoon, anniversaries, this is probably the good place for you to eat. So the restaurant itself is kind of cool. It's just like really fancy with all the shiny wine glasses, utensils, plates, overlooking the beach and the ocean. And then in between there's like a lush green garden, and you can sit inside on the porch or outside. And there's also a platform that you can stand on and then just watching the sunset. A romantic place to be. One of the best restaurants in Rarotonga. Definitely check it out. So I just ordered my meal. I'll just get a glass of New Zealand Pinot and also a couple slices of sashimi. With my meal and my wine, and I'm about to head back to my Airbnb room. The place is great. It is a fancy place for Cook Islands. For solo travelers, you probably would feel a little bit out of place because everybody is paired up. Officer, now I'm here for the practical test. It's slightly sweet. Why they have two different lights up here? One is white, the other one is yellow.